to attend this international festival. In fact, this conference for 5 days would be a meeting point of different ideas. And that is the whole idea of the concept of International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. Yoga means union. It's a union of thoughts. It's a union of minds. More important, it's a union of hearts that we shall witness during these 5 days. I'm sure the union of hearts leads to much greater thing. If you have yoga with culture, culture is a set of beliefs in some principles, that there is some spirit above all of us which guides every human being in the right direction. So yoga and culture together would lead to spirituality. That is the theme of the conference. I'm sure all of you would definitely deliberate on many of these issues. And you will enjoy your stay here. In case there are some problems somewhere, I'm sure you will bear with us also. With these words, I once again welcome all the guests, all the dignitaries, all the delegates to this beginning of the International Festival on Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, sir. Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya is a dream university of Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya ji. This is the place where the trinity of yoga, culture and spirituality is flowing continuously. And the right way of thinking, the right way of living is the way through which we perform yoga. Cultivating good thoughts and habits is our passion, and developing ourselves by ourselves is the practice we perform, and that is called spirituality. So this is the right place where we are here for today for inauguration of 3rd International Festival of Yoga, Culture and Spirituality. मैं चाहूँगा कि हम सभी एक बार पुनः अपने उत्साह को अपनी तालियों के माध्यम से व्यक्त करें कि हम सब गौरवान्वित हैं कि हम इस मूवमेंट में यहाँ पर हैं.
Today we have with us a person who is serving the humanity as the Director General, National Human Rights Commissions, India. It is a pleasure to introduce Padma Shri D.R. Karthikeyan ji as a former Director, Central Bureau of Investigation, Director General, National Human Rights Commission, Special Director General, Central Reserve Police Force. Sir was the first secretary in the Embassy of India, Moscow, Russia. Being graduate from the Annamalai University, the spirit towards the work, dedication for the noble deeds is well expressed through his action and reflects in his personality. To be honest, with his contributions at national and international level, it won't be exaggerating to address him as a Karma Yogi, devoting every second of his life for his work. Let me take the privilege to welcome Sir for the keynote address.
Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan ji, we would like to welcome Sir for the keynote address. Let's all put his hands together. एक साथ हम जरा तालियों के माध्यम से उनका स्वागत करें. And this is the moment where Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan ji has not missed the chance to welcome our Chancellor, sir. And along with that, he is welcoming His Holiness Swami Satyamitanand Giriji. And we all want to join this movement with our clappings, with a big round of applause for this movement. And here Karthikeyan ji is welcoming His Holiness Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa ji. Padma Shri Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan ji.
Om Hari Om, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shanti. What a beautiful way of calling humanity to come and celebrate yoga, culture and spirituality. May Almighty illuminate our intellect and inspire us towards the righteous path. That's what Rigveda says, it's given in the plan. The most respected Master, His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, worshipful His Holiness Swami Satyamritananda ji, His Holiness Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa ji, Dr. S.D. Sharma, the masters, students of yoga and spirituality, learned members of the faculty of this great university, ladies and gentlemen, namaskar, good morning, namaste to all of you. Let me start with conveying my pranams, salutations and gratitude to the great visionary founder of the World Gayatri Pariwar, Shantikunj, and promoter of scientific spirituality, the most revered Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya Ji Gurudev Maharaj. His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya Ji, head of the World Gayatri Pariwar and Chancellor of this unique Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya. I consider it an honor and privilege to be here again in this sacred place, sacred campus, for the third time, located on the bank of Mother Ganga in the lap of the great Himalayas. This is celebrated as Day-1, the land of the divine, the land of the gods. I vividly remember my unforgettable journey through these beautiful mountains to the Kailas Manasura Yatra, considered the ultimate yatra pilgrimage in the world. Throughout history, civilization has depended upon science and religion as the two principal systems of knowledge that have guided its development and channeled its intellectual and moral powers. The methods of science have allowed humanity to construct a coherent understanding of the laws and processes governing physical reality and, to a certain degree, the workings of society itself. The insights of religion have provided understanding relating to the deepest questions of human purpose, existence, and initiative. During the moments in history when these two agencies have operated in concert, people and cultures have freed themselves from destructive habits and practices and attained to new levels of technical, artistic, ethical, and spiritual achievement. In effect, action is an offspring of knowledge, and therefore science and religion are instruments or expressions of human will. But modern society is in a state of turmoil with 30,000 nuclear weapons and many more weapons of mass destruction. Nuclear, fundamentalism, endangering ecology, global warming, etc. And we are wondering sometimes whether the humanity is on the way to self-destruction. Due to lack of spirituality, culture, and compassion, ethical values, political, economic, social discrimination and exploitation is on the increase. 1/6 of global population living below poverty line, starvation in some parts of the world, floods and droughts and tsunami, earthquakes, forest cover reduced due to cutting of trees out of greed, abject poverty, exploitation, injustice, deprivation, corruption, and all levels of governance. For a country, for a hungry person, God comes in the form of food, bread. 25% of newborn children in developing countries born with low birth weight. It is said 50% of the children born in this country have suffering from malnutrition worse than sub-Saharan Africa. So why all this is happening in this country celebrated as the land of gods? In his paper, in his book, Problems of Today, Solutions for Tomorrow, decades ago, Gurudev Pandit Sriram Sharma Acharya said, I quote, "The numerous problems and crises in the society have arisen because of man's own irresponsible wrong actions. However, it is the responsibility of mankind itself to correct the wrong. There is no other option. The tendency of thoughtless extravagance has crossed all limits of decency. Humanity begins with culture and civilized behavior. Everyone, therefore, must develop an awareness of virtues, actions, character, and disposition worthy of a cultured individual. Otherwise, one is bound to remain in a state of cultural ignominy." That's what the Gurudev says. He also says, nowadays, democracy exists only for namesake, wherein the voter is said to be the controller of administrative power at the grassroots level. But what is happening today is entirely the opposite. Today, materialism and corruption has robbed man's faith in ideals. Spiritual awakening can establish a new world order according to Gurudev. He is starting the Yug Nirvan mission in the sacred pledge of 18 pledges we take for ushering in a new world order in the new era. He says, "Hum badalenge, yuga badalega." If we change, the world will change. Hum sudharenge, to yuga sudharega. That is, if we improve, the world will improve. Sir William Jones, the English scholar, renowned for his work on the existence of a relationship among Indo-European languages, described Sanskrit in the following words: "The Sanskrit language, whatever be its antiquity, is of a wonderful structure, more perfect than the Greece, more copious than the Latin, and more exquisitely refined than either of these languages." The first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who himself is considered an atheist, a non-believer, he says while speaking in the Constituent Assembly, endorsing Sanskrit language, I quote, India's language policy was being debated in the Constituent Assembly. He said, if I was asked, it is his words, if I was asked what is the greatest treasure that India possesses and what is her finest heritage, I would answer unhesitatingly that it is the Sanskrit language and literature and all that it contains. That means the culture. This is a magnificent inheritance, and so long as it endures and influences the life of our people, so long will the basic genius of India will continue. He adds, if our race forgot the Buddha, the Upanishads, and the great epics, India would cease to be India. Now, Sanskrit has also been discovered to be a perfect language destined for enlightened communication in every respect. Eric Briggs, a computer scientist at NASA, propounded a thesis in the last quarter of 20th century that Sanskrit is best suited for artificial intelligence and natural language processing for our computers. Some serious work is being done to cultivate Sanskrit as an effective vehicle for this purpose. Now, the UNESCO, the oral tradition of Vedic chanting has been declared an intangible human heritage by the UNESCO. In a meeting of jury members in Paris, the UNESCO Director General declared the chanting of Vedas in India as an outstanding form of cultural expressions. I am saying this because this great university is, more than anybody else, protecting and furthering the Sanskrit language, the Vedas, and the Vedic culture. Now, we also stand for ahimsa, vegetarianism. A couple of days back, a leading cardiologist came from America, came home for dinner, and he told me the new health policy of President Obama promotes vegetarianism. They advise people to take to more of vegetables and fruits and cut down on meat. And I believe if a doctor is treating a patient, he has to say that I've advised my patient to vegetarianism and sign it, then only he will get his insurance reimbursed. This is what he told me, a leading cardiologist. Now I asked for evidence because day before yesterday, in the Pyramid Valley International Gathering of spiritual scientists, I mentioned this. Thereafter, they want to know the basis, so I have written to my friend to give me the basis for that. What I'm saying is, what our ancestors have been saying for thousands of years is being endorsed by the West, not only by the health experts, even by the political leaders also. So yoga stands in its own right as a science based on the eternal laws of the higher life and does not require the support of any science or philosophical system to uphold its claims. Yoga is simultaneously self-diagnosis, healing, prevention, and maintenance. It is not a replacement for your doctor. It has been developed and practiced safely and successfully by millions of people who ever had doctors for thousands of years. Now, apart from India, of course, we are celebrated, respected all over the world for giving yoga to the world, humanity. And here we have got our master from Lisbon, the Portuguese Federation President, Egut Amritusirandaji. He has been celebrating June 21st every year as World's Yoga Day celebration for years together. And last year, of course, he organized a big conference in Sri Ravi Shankarji's ashram, Art of Living ashram in Bangalore, where including Dr. B.K. Sayangar, and of course, Master could not come at that time, and Baba Ramdev and many others signed a declaration, sent it to the UN Secretary General, telling that yoga is being practiced in every country today. In fact, more sincerely than even India in many countries. There are thousands of yoga masters around the world. Yoga masters are in great demand. That Dr. Cardiologist told me they are in great demand. So I'm sure this great university and Master Dr. Pranav Pandya ji will endorse it, so that everywhere in the country, all over the world, that day is celebrated as World's Yoga Day celebrations. There's a gift of India to the world. And there is no conflict between science and spirituality today. As the knowledge of science improves, they are able to understand the spirituality better. Science minus spirituality is sarvanash, destruction of all. What happened to nuclear power? Science detected, but they are using it to kill people, weapons of mass destruction. Whereas science plus spirituality is sarvodaya, progress of all. That's what great Vinoba Bhave said. Science plus spirituality is sarvodaya. And we see the meeting of science and spirituality in this great campus university. Yesterday, we had Rudrabhishekam. The professor and the students of this great university assisted me and helped me and explained to me how to do Rudrabhishekam, the significance and all that. So you see, I'm happy to know there are people from not only from all parts of the country, there are from many other countries also learning here, because ultimately, you know, the basis of all religions is spirituality. There is no conflict. So instead of emphasizing on our own uniqueness, and rituals are important because they serve a purpose, but the basis of all religions being spirituality, which means again compassion, kindness, seva, tolerance, forgetting, forgiving, helping others, and respecting environment. The Master, Gurudev has written, I have seen that, he has written about what is going to happen to this country and to the world if we mindless exploitation and living beyond our means. So I know there is a time limit for talks and other masters are here. I am very happy to be here. I am here at the university. I have conflicting claims in 3 major functions, but I couldn't resist the temptation of being here in this sacred place to imbibe some more of sacred vibrations and meeting all of you, ladies and gentlemen, spiritual seekers. Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your precious views and making us feel proud on our horary culture by bringing the pearls out of the deep ocean of thoughts of Pujya Gurudev's literature, who has written more than 3,200 books, and especially the equations of science and spirituality which you shared with all of us. Once again, let's have a big round of applause for this particular guidance.
He has over 40 years of practice and over 30 years of teaching experience, is a world-recognized, most knowledgeable and skilled expert of yoga, meditation and tantra. He has been following Kundalini Yoga teaching from the age of 10, the founder of Community Yoga Dharma, Rome, Italy, and also the director of Yoga Dharma Center, Rome, and Yogi Bhajan Ashram in Bracciano. Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa, who is a representative of Sikh Indian community living in Italy, is the official member of the Religious Council in the Rome municipality and a devotee to the teaching of yoga and meditation.
His Holiness Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa ji wants to share a special garland which is being made up of natural stones with all the dignitaries on the dais. Especially as I was told that special garland is made up of natural stones and which symbolizes to spread the universal peace and harmony around the universe with a special chanting of mantra and prayer with a special methodology. This garland has been made and Hari Singh Khalsa is offering it to our Reverend Chancellor, sir. His Holiness Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa ji is offering this garland to His Holiness Satyamitanand Giriji, Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan ji, our Registrar sir, our Vice Chancellor sir, and our Vice Chancellor sir. Now I would like to request His Holiness Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa ji to kindly guide us.
Om Bhurбhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat Ek Onkar Satnam Kartapur Nirbho Nirvair Akal Murt Ajuni Saiba Gur Prasad Jap Ad Sach Jugad Sach Ebi Sach Nanakosi Bisach. Care sorelle e fratelli del Dharma, permettetemi innanzitutto di rendere omaggio alla memoria del grande Shriram Sharmacharya e Mata Bhagavati Devi Sharma e di ringraziare per la cortese ospitalità e per il grande contributo alla diffusione dei veri insegnamenti dello yoga, della spiritualità e della cultura dell'India il dottor Pranav Pandya Ji, Mata Shari Devi Ji e il dottor Chanamaya Pandya Ji, oltre che tutti i grandi membri della grande Gayatri Pariwar. Un ringraziamento speciale a Amy Blesio per avermi fatto conoscere questa grande e bella famiglia del Dharma. È con grande rispetto che mi rivolgo a voi e nel condividere alcune riflessioni che mi hanno portato a sviluppare una visione più completa riguardo la conoscenza dei chakra.
पंडित श्रीराम शर्माचार्य जी एवं माता भगवती देवी जी की समर्पितों को बारे ज्ञान करता हूँ। हम आचार्य श्रीराम पांड्या आभार व्यक्त करते हैं कि उनके द्वारा हमें यहाँ आने का मौका मिला विश्व गायत्री परिवार में, और ये आभारी हैं जो कि योगा, अध्यात्म एवं भारतीय संस्कृति के प्रसार में महत्वपूर्ण योगदान प्रदान कर रहे हैं। और इसी के साथ एमी ब्लाजे जी, जिन्होंने कि हमें इस अद्भुत परिवार से मिलने का योगदान किया है, उनका भी हार्दिक धन्यवाद करते हैं। मैं यहाँ चक्र के ज्ञान को आपके साथ बांटने आया था, पर यहाँ से मिले विचारों ने उन विषयों के प्रति मेरे पूर्व ज्ञान एवं समझ को और भी व्यक्त करने में मेरी मदद की है। मैं अपने अंतर के ज्ञान से आप सभी आयोजकों को धन्यवाद प्रकट करता हूँ। धन्यवाद। आगे का लेक्चर इटालियन में होगा टाइम की कमी के लिए, और ट्रांसलेशन इंग्लिश में आपके साथ साथ चलेगी। थैंक यू।
Tutto nacque quasi 20 anni fa dalla lettura del commento di Sir John Woodruff al quinto capitolo del Satchakra Nirupana, in cui si fa menzione dei 7 mondi inferiori sotto il Muladhara Chakra. Per essere più precisi viene detto: nella regione inferiore del corpo, sotto il Muladhara, vi sono 7 mondi inferiori, Patala e gli altri, insieme con le Shakti che sostengono tutto ciò che avviene nell'universo. Era la prima volta che leggevo dell'esistenza dei chakra inferiori, dal Muladhara in giù. Certamente avevo studiato i 7 chakra maggiori, i 21 medi e i 117 più piccoli, ma mai avevo sentito nominare i talas. Incuriosito cercai nei testi tradizionali, sui commentari antichi e anche su quelli moderni, ma niente, se non alcuni cenni superficiali della loro esistenza. Cominciai allora a meditare e a osservare i differenti flussi di energia dentro di me e nei diversi stati di coscienza. Quando volontariamente abbassavo il mio livello di coscienza, era come se percepissi un bagliore luminoso che emanava dal coccige e arrivava ai talloni. Questa sorta di luminescenza l'ho definita spina dorsale inferiore, una specie di gemella della spina dorsale, ma a livello sottile, che parte appena sotto il Muladhara e arriva alla pianta dei piedi. Ben presto presi conoscenza e consapevolezza del fatto che, come la sua gemella superiore, anche nella spina dorsale sottile vi erano dei punti di massima attività energetica, ma che, contrariamente a quelli superiori, questi emanavano una luce cupa, grigiastra, fumosa, erano scuri e opachi. Cominciai ad approfondire, a leggere, a studiare e a praticare meditazioni specifiche, immergendomi, non senza qualche inconveniente, in questo sistema di chakra inferiori. A dire il vero, di tutto ciò non si fa esplicito riferimento, essendo questo uno degli argomenti omessi dallo yoga, la cui definizione stessa ci riporta all'unione del Jivatma, energia individuale, con il Paramatman, energia universale, io e Dio, escludendo in apparenza la nostra parte buia. Questa conoscenza invece prende in esame proprio la nostra parte oscura, il Naraka, il regno delle tenebre, l'inferno che risiede in noi. Abbinando la conoscenza interiore alle informazioni delle scritture e con la benedizione del Guru, la conoscenza dei talas o mondi inferiori mi si aprì chiaramente. Anche il Signore Dio ebbe necessità del demonio per poter essere contemplato in tutta la sua radiosità. La luce ha bisogno delle tenebre per essere valutata in tutta la sua magnificenza. Buio e luce sono complementari, uno non può esistere senza l'altro, la luce non può esistere senza le tenebre e le tenebre senza la luce. Di conseguenza, se lavoriamo solo sui chakra della spina dorsale superiore, senza rimuovere le tensioni nel corrispettivo inferiore, non riusciamo a equilibrare correttamente e a rendere costante l'armonia dei chakra. In un passo dei Veda viene detto che è molto difficile ottenere la vita umana e che l'anima, l'Atma, sta con un piede nella natura superiore, i chakra, e l'altro nella natura inferiore, i talas. Nella Prashoni Pashad, al capitolo 3, mantra 7, viene detto: ora, da uno dei due Udana Nadi, il prana fluisce verso l'alto. Compiendo azioni virtuose, gli uomini sono portati ai mondi virtuosi. Con atti peccaminosi, gli uomini sono portati ai mondi peccaminosi. La maggior parte della lettura yogica non parla molto, anzi non ne parla affatto di questi livelli inferiori, ma bisogna ricordarsi che abbiamo un piede in alto e uno in basso e che basta poco per cadere in basso e di conseguenza perdere la nostra natura umana. Dobbiamo trasformare la nostra negatività, che ci trascinerebbe in basso, in positività, che ci eleva verso l'alto, e questo vale anche per i nostri pensieri, parole e azioni. Secondo lo yoga non possiamo uccidere la nostra natura inferiore, pertanto dobbiamo imparare a dominarla, aumentando il livello di coscienza per tirare su quel piede che in origine sta nel mondo degli inferi. Solo così possiamo battere la nostra tendenza al basso e riportare l'armonia dei nostri chakra superiori, e così tenere la nostra dimensione umana pronti a spiccare il volo verso quella dimensione divina che è il nostro traguardo finale. Lavorare unicamente sui chakra superiori, non prendendo in esame quelli inferiori, crea uno squilibrio che inevitabilmente porterebbe verso un'efficacia della pratica, per cui è necessario che la tendenza alla distruttività dei talas sia convertita e canalizzata verso l'alto, trasformando il dolore in piacere, la paura in coraggio, l'odio in amore. Solo così facendo potremo essere certi dell'efficacia della nostra pratica yogica. Per cui la conoscenza dei talas o regni inferiori risulta determinante per il corretto sviluppo dell'armonia dei chakra. Ora analizzeremo velocemente il sistema dei 7 talas. Questi chakra inferiori sono disposti lungo la spina dorsale sottile, quella che va dal coccige ai talloni e che è visibile solo attraverso l'occhio interiore. Si tratta di centri di pura energia istintiva e sono all'origine di odio, invidia, senso di colpa, dolore, eccetera, e costituiscono il mondo inferiore o infernale, detto Naraka, dimora del buio, o Patala. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Maatala, Paatala. Atala è posizionata nella zona delle anche e influenza paura, desiderio e lussuria. Vitala nelle cosce, rabbia furente. Sutala, ginocchia, gelosia, ritorsione. Talatala, polpacci, confusione prolungata. Rasatala, caviglie, egoismo. Mahatala, piedi, assenza di coscienza. Patala, pianta dei piedi, omicidio, malizia. Atala. Atala è il primo dei 7 talas, o chakra inferiori. Si trova sotto il Muladhara, localizzato nella zona delle anche. È responsabile di quella parte del mentale che determina lo stato di paura profonda, che sfocia nella fobia. Quando questo chakra inferiore è in uno stato di potenziamento squilibrato, si ha paura della morte, ma si teme anche la vita. Si ha paura di Dio, ma anche di tutte le persone. Altra caratteristica inerente a questo chakra inferiore è che esso è la dimora della lussuria sfrenata e della promiscuità. Quando la consapevolezza scivola dal Muladhara verso il basso, essa si trasforma in paura. Si tengono atteggiamenti ambiziosi e uno stile di vita licenzioso che comporta un affuscamento della struttura pranica del nostro sistema. Vitala. Vitala è il secondo talas ed è localizzato nella zona delle cosce. Se la consapevolezza si trova in questo chakra inferiore, predominerà l'ira, la collera profonda e bruciante e un profondo risentimento per tutto e tutti, e si vivrà in un continuo stato di frustrazione e disperazione, e non si avrà un minimo di comprensione altrui. Le persone che hanno la loro coscienza in questo chakra inferiore tenderanno a essere sempre irosi, collerici, furenti, arrabbiati con gli uomini e con Dio. Sutala. Sutala è il terzo dei 7 talas ed è localizzato nella zona delle ginocchia. Esso governa la gelosia, l'invidia, il sospetto, il dubbio, la diffidenza. Le persone che hanno il loro centro di coscienza predominante in questo chakra inferiore brameranno tutto ciò che non possono avere e quindi vivranno un senso di inferiorità, inadeguatezza, impotenza, debolezza. Le persone nello stato di coscienza di questo talas bramano ogni cosa, sono controversi, aggressivi e molto spesso negano l'esistenza di Dio. Talatala. Talatala è il quarto talas ed è localizzato nella zona dei polpacci. Se la consapevolezza di questo chakra inferiore, la persona avrà un modo di pensare confuso, continuo e protratto nel tempo, che darà origine a un'ostinazione nel cercare di ottenere sempre più di quel che si offre. Si avrà la tendenza a voler comandare tutti con severa autorità per raggiungere fini materialistici sopra ogni altra cosa. Nei casi più gravi la ragione si deforma completamente. Rasatala. Rasatala è il quinto talas ed è situato nella zona delle caviglie e coloro la cui coscienza dimora in questo chakra vivranno completamente la loro natura animale. Un egoismo assoluto predominerà su tutto e su tutti. La ricerca del benessere sarà totalizzante e per raggiungerlo non faranno sconti a nessuno. La sofferenza degli altri non verrà presa mai in considerazione e non creerà alcun ostacolo nella ricerca del proprio piacere. In questo centro gelosia, invidia, sospetto, collera, ira e paura sono stati di consapevolezza molto forti e intensi. Mahatala. Mahatala è il sesto talas ed è localizzato nella zona dei piedi. Questo è il regno dell'assoluta mancanza di coscienza. La mancanza totale di coscienza aiuta il proliferare degli istinti più bassi ed impedisce agli alti propositi di prevalere. Senso di colpa, rimorso e persino la paura sono del tutto estranei a questo livello di coscienza. Coloro i quali vivono in questo stato di coscienza pensano che il mondo intero sia loro e depredano e rubano ciò che vogliono senza farsi alcuno scrupolo. In questo livello il crimine è uno stile di vita. Patala. Patala è il settimo talas ed è localizzato nella pianta dei piedi. Qui è il regno dell'inferno, un inferno virtuale, potenziale, ma è pur sempre un inferno. È la dimora del puro odio, l'offendere, il nuocere, il ferire e persino l'uccidere per il proprio tornaconto non solo è accettato ma ben visto. Questa è la sede della distruttività, della vendetta, dell'omicidio, della tortura, dell'odio che si uniscono con l'intento di danneggiare gli altri, le loro proprietà, le loro menti, le loro emozioni, i loro corpi. Il rancore qui regna supremo, è la casa della cattiveria. Peace, love and light to all. Satnam. Vaheguru.
Thank you, Swamiji. His Holiness Hari Singh Khalsa Ji, in his address, he tried to explore the basic fundamentals of yoga, its origin, and has simplified all the concepts of Kundalini and all to all of us. योग के मूलभूत आयामों को हम सभी को समझाते हुए श्रद्धेय हरि सिंह खालसा जी ने योग के मूलभूत तत्वों को हम सबके सामने स्पष्ट किया.
Swami Satyamitranand Giriji. He is the head of Sanskriti Pariwar. He has provided a common platform for the confluence of various religious groups. Swamiji has abdicated prestigious status of Jagadguru Shankaracharya in order to serve humanity. As an activist, he is working for the national unity, harmony, and integrity. He has traveled worldwide to propagate Vedic philosophies, to cater for spiritual needs, to lighten Indian values and cultures. He is constantly encouraging the researchers in various fields of science, yoga, and mantra in our ancient learning and heritage, and has also inspired many souls for the same. He is our elder, a family member, and has been guiding us from time to time since the establishment of this university. The achievements we are capable of having today is a result of the constant motivation from him.
हम निवेदन करेंगे हिज होलीनेस स्वामी सत्यमित्रानंद गिरी जी से कि वे हम सभी को अपने आशीर्वचनों से लाभान्वित करें।
His Holiness Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, Padma Shri Dr. D.R. Kartikeyan ji, His Holiness Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa ji, Param Sammani Dr. Chaitanya ji Pandya, Shri Sandeep Kumar ji, all the dignitaries and all the delegates. I requested Dr. Pandya ji that I will address you in Hindi language. But only for a few minutes I will speak English to show that I know English too. In my opinion, yoga is not only for body. That is only for fitness. If anybody does the yoga for body, then he will become a Kali or Muhammad Ali. So, as Dr. Kartikeyan said, that is spirituality and yoga. Both should go together. Because the yoga will give the concentration of your mind. Without concentration, nobody can do anything in this world. So in my opinion, the Bhagavad Gita's yoga is higher than other yogas. Yogastaha kuru karmani sangam taktva dhananjaya. Bhagavan Shri Krishna told to Partha Arjun, Yogastha kuru karmani. You do your all the activities and work with yoga. But one condition is there, without any attachment. When Swami Vivekananda went to America, and one day he was with his followers on the beach of an ocean, one gentleman asked what is the real message of Bhagavad Gita or Karma Yoga. Swamiji replied, you can see here, a boat may stay in the water, but water should not stay in the boat. An aspirant may stay in the world, but wood should not stay in the heart of an aspirant. Swamiji giving a message of yoga. A person can live in this world without attachment, then he will feel that he is a lotus flower in the pond of Lord's hand. Yogastha kuru karmani, and another message of yoga, yoga karmasu kaushalam. If you are doing your work perfectly, then really you are a yogi. If you are passing the time, what you can see in this country, I will not elaborate that thing. All the great persons, they are passing the time, they are not giving anything in politics, not in religion, not in spirituality, not in the yoga. So now I will speak Hindi. मुझे बहुत आनंद हुआ क्योंकि मैं कोई मुख्य अतिथि बनकर यहाँ आऊँ ऐसा मुझे लगता ही नहीं. अपने घर में कोई अतिथि बनकर नहीं आता, अपने घर में एक सदस्य बनकर आता. पूज्य आचार्य जी के बार मेरे ऊपर बड़ी कृपा थी. माता जी मुझे बड़ा वात्सल्य देती थी. जिनसे वात्सल्य और स्नेह प्राप्त हुआ हो, उनके प्रति कभी कभी कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित करने का ये अवसर प्रदान करते हैं परम सम्मानीय डॉक्टर प्रणव पंड्या जी। मैं उनका बहुत कृतज्ञ। मैं अपनी श्रद्धांजलि, अपना प्रेमांजलि, अपनी शब्दांजलि, अपने हृदय के भाव प्रकट करने के लिए केवल आता हूँ। योग वास्तव में इस देश की सबसे प्राचीन विधा है। जितने महापुरुष हुए उन्होंने योग का आश्रय लिया। इस योग के अनेक प्रकार हैं। कोई कर्मयोगी हुआ, कोई भक्ति योगी हुआ, कोई ध्यान योगी हुआ, कोई नाद योगी हुआ, और केवल कुछ लोग ऐसे हुए जिन्होंने सेवा को ही जीवन का योग माना। ऐसे अनेक प्रमाण अपने इतिहास में मिलते हैं। इसलिए जब ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय उत्सव मन रहा है योग का, संस्कृति का और अध्यात्म का, इन तीनों के द्वारा व्यक्ति का निर्माण होता है। संस्कृति का अर्थ ही होता है जिससे हम संस्कार प्राप्त करें, और संस्कृति गति प्रदान करती है। जहाँ संस्कृति रुक जाती है वहाँ व्यवधान आता है। जहाँ संस्कृति विराम लेती है वहाँ चिंतन के लिए द्वार बंद हो जाते हैं। जहाँ संस्कृति निरंतर प्रवाहित रहती है, गति रहती है, उसमें दो बातें हैं। जहाँ गति है वहाँ निश्चित बात है कि उष्णता भी है, और जहाँ गति है ये निश्चित बात है कि उसके भीतर शीतलता भी है। और गति का ये दर्शन करना हो, मेरी अपनी श्रद्धा है, तो मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है कि जिसके तट पर हम सब लोग बैठे हुए इस पावन भूमि में, देव संस्कृत विश्वविद्यालय के परिसर में, मुझे लगता है हमें संस्कृति का संदेश अपने हर हर नाथ के द्वारा गंगा माता प्रतिदिन हमें देती रहती। उसने विराम नहीं लिया। जीवन अपने आप में एक सरिता है और उसमें प्रतिकूलता निश्चित रूप से आएंगे। कितना भी बड़े व्यक्ति आप हो जाएं, यदि हम प्रारब्ध शब्द को मानते हैं तो कभी न कभी कोई न कोई विपत्ति, कोई न प्रतिकूलता, कोई न कोई कठिनाई आती है। मैं जब जब गंगा जी के दर्शन करता हूँ तब मुझे उनसे एक बड़ी प्रेरणा मिलती है कि योगी को निरंतर चलते रहना चाहिए। गंगा जी स्वयं अपने योग का और अपने गति योग का, अपनी शीतलता के योग का, अपने स्थिर योग का निरंतर बिना विश्राम लिए संदेश देते हैं। आपने सबने देखा है जो गंगा तट पर जाते हैं उसमें बीच बीच में शिलाएं दिखाई पड़ती हैं। लेकिन जो प्रथम शिला कभी होगी जिसका आपने और मैंने दर्शन नहीं किया, वो बहुत बड़ी शिला थी जिसकी हम और आप कल्पना भी नहीं कर सकते। लेकिन वो शिला आज छोटी दिखाई पड़ती है। गंगा जी से मैंने पूछा, ये शिला? माँ ने कहा बहुत बड़ी शिला थी, लेकिन रुकी नहीं, द्वेष नहीं किया, इसका परिमार्जन करती रही। तब तक इसे छोटा बना दूंगी जब ये शिवलिंग बन जाएगा और लोग इसे स्थापना करने के लिए। योगी के सामने जब भी कोई कठिनाई आए तब उसको ऐसा ही विचार करके स्थिर मन होकर, प्रज्ञा पुरुष बनकर, अपने जीवन की समस्त धारणा को अपने लक्ष्य के प्रति समर्पित करने के बाद जब योगी आगे चलता है तो सारी सरलताएं, कठिनाइयां अपने आप सरल होती जाती। भगवान श्री कृष्ण तो महायोगी थे, लेकिन मेरे विचार से तो भगवान श्री राम भी बहुत बड़े योगी थे। और इसी के कारण मैं देखता हूं कि योगी होता है जो विचलित नहीं होता। इसीलिए उसका वर्णन स्थित प्रज्ञ के रूप में श्रीमद् भगवद गीता में किया गया। विपत्ति के समय में तुरंत अपने मन को विश्वास में लेकर अपने आराध्य के चरणों से संलग्न करते हुए अपने जीवन के समर्पण का भाव उसमें आहुति के रूप में डालते हुए जब योगी आगे बढ़ता है तब परमात्मा स्वयं उसकी सहायता करने के लिए आ जाता है। कल्पना करिए, कोई अपराध नहीं किया था भगवान श्री राम ने, लेकिन प्रातःकाल उनको वनवास में जाना पड़ा। घटना सब जानते हैं। एक व्यक्ति ने मुझको आकर कहा था, मेरे ऊपर बहुत बड़ी विपत्ति पड़ी है महाराज। मैंने कहा, घर से निकाले गए हो क्या? बोला नहीं, घर में तो हूँ। तो मैंने कहा विपत्ति तो राम के ऊपर आई थी, कपड़े भी ले लिए गए और जंगल को भी भेज दिए गए। विपत्ति किसके सामने नहीं आती, लेकिन उसमें धैर्य रहता है। और जब धैर्यपूर्वक कोई जीवन व्यतीत करता है, मैं समझता हूँ योग का सबसे बड़ा अवदान, यौगिक जीवन में जीने वालों की सबसे बड़ी सिद्धि यही है कि वो निरंतर स्थिर बुद्धि से अपने विवेक को जागृत करते हुए स्वयं परमात्मा को समर्पित होते हैं और जगत को भी समर्पण की उस गंगा में स्नान कराने का प्रयत्न करते हैं, जिनसे स्वार्थ छूट जाता है। जब व्यक्ति का स्वार्थ छूटता है तब एक दूसरी वृत्ति मन के भीतर जागती है। योगी के जीवन के भीतर परिवर्तन क्या होता है, ये निवेदन करना चाहता हूं। पहले एक साधारण सा स्वार्थ होता है। स्वामी विवेकानंद जब रामकृष्ण परमहंस को मिले तो उन्होंने कहा कि मैं आपके पास इसलिए आया हूं कि मैं पढ़ा लिखा हूं, फर्स्ट क्लास ग्रेजुएट हूं, लेकिन मुझे जॉब नहीं मिल रहा। जो समस्या आज थी वही 150 वर्ष पहले, मैं काम नहीं मिल रहा है मुझको। स्वार्थ के लिए गए। बाबा ने कहा, रामकृष्ण देव ने कहा, तुम बड़ी श्रद्धा लेकर आए हो, मेरे पास तो कुछ नहीं, तुम माँ काली के पास तो जाओ। माँ काली के पास गए, प्रणाम किया। किस प्रकार से भावांतर गुरु कर देते हैं साधक के भीतर, एक अद्भुत घटना है। काली के सामने खड़े होने वाले नरेंद्र विवेकानंद ने हाथ जोड़कर प्रार्थना करते हुए कहा, माँ तू मुझे ज्ञान, तू मुझे योग, तू मुझे भक्ति, तू मुझे वैराग्य दे दे, मैं इसलिए तेरे सामने उपस्थित हुआ। लौट कर आए। रामकृष्ण देव जी ने पूछा, मांगी नौकरी? नहीं, मैं तो भूल गया। दोबारा जाओ। दूसरी बार गए, तीसरी बार गए। जब लौट कर आए उन्होंने कहा, ठाकुर तुमने मेरे साथ बड़ा अन्याय किया है। रामकृष्ण देव ने कहा, अन्याय नहीं, तुम्हारे स्वार्थ को छुड़ा दिया और तुम्हें परमार्थ दिला दिया। तुम बाद में सोचोगे मैंने अन्याय नहीं किया, मैंने न्याय किया। योगी लोगों का स्वार्थ छुड़ाता है, स्वयं भी निस्वार्थ जीवन जीने का प्रयत्न करता है। और उनसे जैसा त्यागी तो पुरुष कलिकाल में मिलना कठिन, कि जिन्होंने न कभी कामिनी का स्पर्श किया और न कभी कंचन का स्पर्श किया। और ऐसा योगी मिला विवेकानंद, कर्मयोगी, ज्ञानी योगी, ध्यानी योगी, भक्ति योगी, राष्ट्र योगी, स्वदेश योगी और अपने स्वाभिमान को जीवित रखने वाला एक महान हिंदू योगी इस देश को प्राप्त हुआ रामकृष्ण परमहंस की कृपा के कारण। योगी जब अपने संपूर्ण स्वार्थों का परित्याग कर देता है तब वो अपनी समस्त भावनाओं को किसी एक में उड़ोलता है, समाज में, अनेक लोगों में। आज वो दिख रहा है। परम पूजनीय आचार्य वेदमूर्ति आचार्य श्री राम शर्मा जी ने, मुझे लगता है उनके जीवन की घटनाओं से भी पता लगता है कि गायत्री पुरुष चरण के साथ साथ जो उन्होंने योग किया, योग करने के बाद व्यक्ति के भीतर ईश्वरत्व आता है। योग के करने के बाद योगी के भीतर वशित्व आता है। बड़ी सिद्धियां हैं, अणिमा, निगमा, गरिमा, प्राप्त, पराकाम में ईशत्व, वशित्व, जिनका बहुत वर्णन किया गया है। मुझे लगता है कि अपनी माँ से गायत्री से प्रार्थना करने के बाद जो उन आचार्य जी ने ईशत्व और वशित्व 2 गुण प्राप्त किए, उसके कारण ये सारा आंदोलन निरंतर बढ़ता चला जा रहा है। क्योंकि परमात्मा भी संकल्प ही करता है, स्वयं नहीं आता। एको हम बहुश्याम, मैं अकेला हूं, मैं बहुत हो जाऊं, ये सृष्टि का विस्तार हो गया। आनंद की बात है। आचार्य जी ने कहा था, एको हम बहुश्याम, आज आप करोड़ों लोग उनके उस स्वप्न को साकार करने में लगे। योगी स्वार्थ के बीच में रहते हुए एक सीमा बांधने का प्रयत्न करता है। जो सीमा में रहता है वो पूज्य होता है, जो सीमा का उल्लंघन करता है निश्चित रूप से उसका अपहरण होता है। जानकी जी को लक्ष्मण ने यही तो कहा था, मैंने एक सीमा है, उससे बाहर मत जाना। और जब सीमा से बाहर चली गई तो तमोगुण का प्रतीक राक्षस उनका अपहरण कर ले गया। योगी अपने आप निर्मित अपनी सीमाओं में रहता है। जो व्यक्ति अपनी सीमा में रहता है वो तपस्वी है। जो दूसरे की सीमा में रखा जाता है वो कैदी है। एक कैदी को भी कोठरी में बंद किया जाता है, और एक आदमी अपने आप मन में विचार करता है कि 15 दिन तक मैं बाहर मौन में रहकर साधना करूंगा। क्रियाएं दोनों की एक जैसी हैं। एक योगी बन जाता है और एक व्यक्ति बहुत बड़े दंड के कारण अपराधी बनकर पुनः कई बार अपराध करने लगता है। योग मानव के चित्त का निरोध करता है। योग मानव को स्वस्थ जीवन प्रदान करता है। संस्कृति मानव का श्रृंगार करती है। हम सब लोगों की मानवीय दुर्बलता है और रहनी भी चाहिए। कोई भी व्यक्ति असंस्कृत नहीं रहना चाहता, और जितनी जितनी भौतिकता बढ़ती जा रही उसमें से एक बात मुझे अच्छी लगती है कि ज़्यादा पढ़े लिखे लोग, ज़्यादा पैसे वाले लोग, ज़्यादा सभ्य लोग वो दिन में एक बार नहीं 3 बार मिरर के सामने खड़े होते। और जब मैं विमान यात्राओं में जाता हूँ तब मेरे जितने सहयोगी होते हैं, कोई बहनें भी होती हैं, तो जब उतरने का टाइम होता है उस समय बार बार देखने का प्रयत्न करते हैं। योग वास्तव में वो मिरर है जिसमें मानव अपने अंतर का दर्शन करके अपना श्रृंगार करता है। देह का श्रृंगार एक बार हो ना हो, लेकिन आत्मा का श्रृंगार जिसने प्राप्त किया वो विश्व का पूज्य होता है। आज का दिन बड़ा अच्छा है। एक सात्विकता का बहुत बड़ा प्रधानमंत्री लाल बहादुर शास्त्री का जन्म दिवस, और दूसरे देश की स्वतंत्रता के लिए जागरण देने वाले महात्मा गांधी का दिवस, और तीसरा कैसा अच्छा दिवस देव संस्कृति विश्वविद्यालय में इंटरनेशनल फेस्टिवल ऑफ योगा कल्चर एंड स्पिरिचुअलिटी का आज कैसा सुंदर संयोग हो रहा है। निवेदन ये करना चाहता था, जब जब हम सब लोग योग करें उसके साथ संस्कृति को जोड़ें। जब योग और संस्कृति दोनों आ जाएं तो उसके बाद जीवन का सबसे बड़ा एक रस है, और वो योग की सीमा है जहाँ सर्वोच्च स्थान है। एक रस की प्राप्ति होती है। संस्कारी व्यक्ति और योगी जीवन में एक रस को प्राप्त करता है। भौतिक रस कम हो जाते हैं, अंतर के रस की धारा और स्रोत खुलता है, और फिर वो कहता है रसो वही सहा, रसो वही सहा। सच्चा सुख तो आत्मा का सुख है। स्पिरिचुअलिटी का मतलब ही अध्यात्म। देह में रहते रहते इस यात्रा को करते करते आत्मा की गहनता, आत्मा की महानता, आत्मा की श्रेष्ठता, उसका शौर्य, उसका तेज, उसकी शीतलता, उसकी सहिष्णुता, उसकी श्रेष्ठता मानव के जीवन में व्याप्त हो जाएगी। तब योग सिद्ध होगा, संस्कारी समाज होगा। देह से उठे भौतिक विचारों से ऊपर उठा हुआ ये अपना पूरा देश और ये विश्व अध्यात्म के द्वारा मंडित होगा। परमेश्वर प्रसन्न होंगे, मैंने मानव बनाया, मैंने संसार बनाया, मैंने हिमालय बनाया, मैंने गंगा दी। ये सब सार्थक हुई। इस मानव ने उनका पूरा लाभ उठाया। प्रवचन पिछले 52 वर्ष से करता हूँ। 81 वर्ष का 10 दिन पहले हो गया, लेकिन प्रवचन एक भी दिन नहीं किया। जब मेरे सामने लोग बैठते हैं भाई बहन, तब मैं सोचता हूँ कि ये सब मेरे भगवान, और मैं शब्दों के पुष्प चढ़ाता हूँ, मैं पुजारी बन जाता हूँ। आज मेरे अपने इन तमाम देश और विदेश के आए हुए भगवान, इनके ऊपर अपने समर्पित किए हुए शब्द और उनका ये छोटा सा अर्चक सत्यमित्रानंद उन्हें प्रणाम करता है और शब्दों को विराम देता है। धन्यवाद।
By considering all of us as a divine soul, Swamiji has presented a bouquet of flowers through his words to all of us. The basic ideology which he shared was really was into the deep realms of yoga, culture and spirituality. Swamiji started with the basic philosophy of yoga and taking an example of Swami Vivekananda and talking about the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that yoga is to be guided by discipline. Yoga is excellence in action, yogastha and karma sukaushana. That's why probably we think that our revered chancellor sir also used to take our classes in Gita here. And accordingly, we too learn that yoga is really the excellence in action. And we must be ready to attach and detach, as he said. And it is our privilege, as he said initially, that this Dsvv Sanskriti University is his own family. And whenever he gets time, he used to come here. And he explains the basic thing that wherever we are talking about all kinds of great peoples, they used to practice this yoga in their life through their karma, through their devotion, dedication, through meditation. And by this practice of yoga, they try to serve the humanity. When we are talking about yoga, culture and spirituality, he said that collectively, when these three things comes into the life of an individual, he gets a continuous motion in his life. He gets that heat through which he can affect the whole humanity. And it is the thing that when we are talking about culture, then the right way of thinking develops in every individual. As we talk about the vicinity of Ganges and this spiritually vibrant campus, that this is the model of that culture which we can see here. Talking about the life, he said that life is bound to face various kinds of adversities and we all must be ready for that. And this is the basic teaching of yoga. He also said that whenever he gets time and go to the Mother Ganges, there he see that lots of pebbles are there. When the Ganges started, at that time a big rock is in front of that Gange. But when that rock flows in the direction of Mother Ganges, it becomes a pebble and it becomes a shivling which is being worshipped, which becomes precious, which becomes more pious. Talking about the basic ideology of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and said that the yoga which is being explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita is, moreover, it tells us to control our mind and to become an instrument in the hands of God. And with the dedication, the faith, devotion and dedication develops in all of us, and that provides us the discriminatory wisdom. And after that we get that stage of be and make, that we got that bliss and then we try to make others feel the same bliss. And at that time the selfish motive of an individual get lost and he transforms himself for the society. And Swamiji also explained that when he met an unemployed person and the way he was trying to explain his stage, he related it with the stage of Swami Vivekananda, that whatever the conditions we are having right now, that youths are there and unemployment is there, but that condition was also in that past time. So when Ramakrishna Paramhans, who was the guru in front of whom Swami Vivekananda went, and he expressed this condition that I am well qualified but today I am having no job. So at that time Swamiji asked him, he just directed him to go to Mother Kali and pray. When Swamiji went to Mother Kali, at that time he forgot all his own problems and he prayed for getting peace, harmony, sanctity in his life. And by these things, at the end, Swamiji talked about that we have to be like guided by true wisdom, true foresight, and selfless motive. If it will be not there, then for society we can work well. And the trinity of yoga, culture, and spirituality together gives us that bliss. So let's have a big round of applause for Swamiji's guidance to all of us.
The man who lived the initial half of his life with modern science and medicine and dedicated rest of his life for the altruistic cause. A gold medalist in medicine who gave up the lucrative offer of US medical services by the inspiration of his Gurudev and joined the Yug Nirman mission at Shantikunj as the director of Brahmavarchasva Research Institute. Honorable Chancellor Sir Param Shraddhe Dr. Pranav Pandya ji, the director and head all World Gayatri Pariwar, the president of the Swami Vivekanand Yoga Anusandhan Sansthan, has acted as a global messenger of Gurudev's mission of bright future and has travelled worldwide and has represented scientific aspects of the Indian culture to the parliament of the world's religion. He has been declared as the Hindu of the Year by the Federation of Indian Association for the dissemination of Indian culture abroad. He himself is a shining example of the holistic, purposeful, selfless service lived in the true Vedic spirit and is a living model of the scientific spirituality. Param Shraddhe, who is a great and closest disciple of Param Puj Gurudev, we request him to shower his blessings upon us and through that nourish us in the same way as Gurudev nurtured him.
Param Shraddhe.
I request all of you to just be seated, erect, with your back erect, and recite Gayatri Mantra, meditating on the early morning rising sun. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodaya. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurureva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Seated on the dais in the subtler presence of my Gurudev, Pandit Sri Ram Sharma Acharya Ji, Paramanya Mataji, our Honorable His Holiness Swami Satyavantan Giriji Maharaj, Bhai Shri Hari Singh Khalsa Ji, Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan Ji, our Vice Chancellor Dr. S.D. Sharma Ji, our officials of the university, Registrar Sir and Pro VC, and my dear all the participants who have come for the 5-day seminar here from all the walks of the life, different organizations, different countries, my guests from Shantikunj, from university, from Brahmachars, and from the outside also. A lot of people have come from outside. The students, my dear children, my dear sons, and my dear daughters. These boys and girls, they love me like anything because I am their patron, I am their guardian. That's why they appreciate me like anything. I am sorry if they have said something extra about me. Don't take it seriously. Just take it lightly that I am a volunteer of Param Puji Gurudev. I have been born and developed by him, groomed by him as a volunteer. Swayam Sevak. If I am a volunteer, then you will all be able to understand my words very easily. And if you understand, take me as a doctor, as a chancellor, as a founder, as a something like that, then that will not work. So I am a humble volunteer of spirituality. And that is what is the topic today, the convention. This particular conference is being organized on the day when two great persons were born, Mahatma Gandhi and Lal Bahadur Shastri Ji. These two symbolize the two beauties of the yoga, Yam and Niyam. Gandhi Ji practiced Satya and Ahimsa, truth. He practiced every day in his life. And he wrote a book on the experiments with the truth, Satya Ke Prayog. And he was an embodiment of truth. He committed few mistakes in the childhood, which he expressed to his father truthfully. And then he found that it brought a good result. It took out the guilt out of him. And that truth became his way of life, of talking to each and everyone, of living that truth in his whole life. Ahimsa, non-violence. Non-violence was the main struggle which threw Britishers out of this country. I think Mahatma Gandhi, who was born on this date, 2nd October 1869, was one of the grand celebrity, grand person. We should all clap for him today. He was born, and because of him, we are all free today. There are so many persons who were responsible for freedom of the country, but I give credit to him for one reason, that he lived that life throughout the life. He lived that particular yoga in his day-to-day life. He was in real sense yogi. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीर पराई जाने रे. ये भजन उनको बहुत प्रिय था. And this was the one aspect through which he served many people, others. I remember the one example of Parchure Shastri, who was suffering from leprosy, and he used to serve him like anything in his ashram. Not for showing to others, not for showing to press photographers or to showing to Britishers that you see I can do small things also. In all his small things, many things are hidden. Mahatma Gandhi. Second is Shastri Ji. Shastri Ji is symbolic of renunciation, aparigraha. He was the person who came from very poor family. He lived like a poor person, आम आदमी, जैसा एक आम आदमी होना चाहिए वैसा उन्होंने जीवन जिया. And he died like an आम आदमी, And afterwards he didn't leave any dynasty like anybody who is having any high post or any money or anything. He was a gem of a person with a very bright career, with a he died at the age of 62. He was very young. He could have lived for more 10 years, but somehow he was also born on this particular day, 2nd October. So we worship these two persons. Shastriji also, I like you to clap for him. Lal Bahadur Shastriji, our second Prime Minister. This International Yoga Festival is basically for bringing three streams of line together, which has been very nicely elaborated by Karthikeyanji, by Hari Singh Khalsa ji and by Swamiji. Swamiji has expressed that the culture is the jewel of humanity. Culture brings the beauty in the humanity, and the culture and the yoga combined together bring the person to the stage of Rasovaisa. That is what is the spirituality, the inner revelation. And he gave a very nice example of Darpan Sadhana. He said that everybody wants to see himself in his mirror. In the mirror. Even in the plane when Swamiji travels, he says that people, when they are seated also, they keep on watching, taking out mirror from their pocket, and then they are seeing it, taking out mirror from their purse. The women are observing their face, how beautiful they are looking. When they come out of the plane, will they be in the same shape? The foundation which has been laid on the face will be like that only, or will be different? Everybody is worried about the physique, the sheath, outer sheath, and nobody is worried about the inner soul, the inner one, the Atma. And for this, the blissful soul for which the God has incarnated himself into the various persons, Eko Am Bhusyami, that one God became like many gods, and he said, Mame Vansho Jeev Loke Jeev Bhuta Sanatana. Mera hi ek ansh jeev ke roop mein wahan rehta hai. But we forget about it. We just forget about it. We forget about this particular part of it, our spiritual part of it, and we just get indulged in the mundane worldly activities. Because of that, we get involved into cruelty. Because of that, we get involved into violence. Because of that, we get involved into various vices, hatred, greed, the addictions. And this all things, they take us away from ourselves, from our real self. And today's world is modern world. Modern world means all the amenities which could be available in any particular age are available today. I know that they are not available to all, only few percent people, but those amenities are available because of the development of the science. But the real science is the science of spirits, science of soul. And that science of soul is spirituality. And this science and spirituality need to be combined today. We have to expose the secrets of the various aspects of the yoga scientifically to each and everyone. Today, as Karthikeyanji said, that lot of need is there for many yoga teachers all over the world, but we need them to be trained scientifically also. We need them to be trained so much so that they can present themselves to the mass today in a different way. In the sense that the persons today, they want to listen to the language in the scientific temperament. And if we are able to present it, then perhaps the yoga in real sense, which yoga means the dressing up our lifestyle. Yoga means excellence in the lifestyle, excellence in the life. Yoga karmasu koshlam. If we start understanding the concept of this, then particularly scientific spirituality will start working. Science and spirituality, unfortunately, have been thought to be opposite end of the to one pole. North pole is science. The North pole is spirituality. South pole is science. And science goes against spirituality. This is what is the new understanding in the people today. We should just today think that science and spirituality, if they go hand in hand, then they hand in hand together, they can take the whole humanity up. if you have science as a hot fire, the water, the very cool water is spirituality, which gives us coolness, which gives us a feeling of rather easiness. And if you want to burn the fire which is being burnt, if you want to cool it down, you can just put the water also. But if you want to burn water on that, if you want to heat up the water on that, then you can create the steam through which James Watt made the steam engine. This science and spirituality together are supplementary and complementary to each other. Einstein once told us that the time will come when people will start realizing when science ends, the spirituality starts. Science comes to a stage when there is an end to it. Then the spirituality starts developing. Spirituality is to be involved, inculcated each and every hour, each and every second of ours. It has to be imbibed in our lifestyle. It has to be there in each and every part of our life. While talking to our youngsters, while talking to our elders, while talking to our students, to teachers, everyone, our behavior to others, everything is science. And this spirituality will come only through the scientific concepts of the yoga, which we will inculcate in our day-to-day life. So this concept of yoga, culture and spirituality has been taken up since last 3 years. This is the 3rd year, and I welcome all the participants. We will have paper presentations. We will have a lot of things here. The very unique part of the presentation today was the 7 dimensions of the talas, various talas, which Bhai Hari Singh told me. This talas word, what he has taken is from Sanskrit. But whatever he has presented, this gives me to another Hindi word, talash. हम अपने आप को तलाशें. योग क्या है? हम अपने आप को तलाशें. Let us try to search ourselves. हमारे अंदर क्या है? अपने आप को खोदो, अपने आप को खोजो, अपने आप को dig करो. We don't dig it. Digging and cultivating ourselves is संस्कृति. अपने अंदर खुदाई करना और अपने अंदर कुछ खोजने का प्रयास करना कि मेरे अंदर क्या है. We keep on searching outside. उसके घर में क्या है, उसके यहाँ क्या है, उसके पास क्या है, उसके बजाय अपने अंदर क्या है, अपने अंदर क्या है. This is culture. So yoga, talash, goes to culture and takes us to culture, and that culture's various definitions are there, but culture's main definition is cultivating values, good qualities, ideals, virtues in your soul is culture. Once you understand the meaning of the culture, then you will not say culture means wearing dupatta, wearing dhoti, wearing kurta, wearing various. These are all the vague terms which have been described to culture. In this symposium, in this seminar, if we understand the real meaning of the culture, then perhaps we will be able to come to right conclusion. And then spirituality has been very well defined by His Holiness Swamiji. Yasmanno dvijte loke, lokanno dvijte chaya. Yasmanno dvijte loke. Who doesn't bother anybody else and who doesn't get bothered by anything else. Harsha marsh bhayodvege. He doesn't get too happy. He doesn't get jealous of anyone. Harsha marsh bhayodvege. Yo mukta sa sukhi nara. Who is liberated from all these vices. He is the happiest man of the Lord. This is the essence of Gita. Gita is the main textbook of yoga in our real sense. That takes us to God. That takes us to God. Godliness. Godliness means good qualities, ideals, virtues. In day-to-day life, you become a better person. The ascent of consciousness has to be from bottom to the top. Our consciousness is the lower level, as talas. I'll just like to quote Hari Singh Bhai. By Hari Singh, he said that we are at the lower talas and we have to come to higher talas. We have to come to higher level. And that ascent to the higher level, from Mooladhara to the highest level of the consciousness, that is the Sahasrara Chakra, the 1000-petal plexus. This is the journey of the yoga. Yoga is really, really indeed very wonderful thing. Only thing is that we are limited it to few postures. We limited it to physical fitness. We limited it to only for gymnasium work. No. Yoga is much deeper word. Yoga is a thing which brings in you composed, tranquil state of mind. Yoga is something which gives you immense tranquility and which gives you, in real sense, the right direction to go on, which direction you are supposed to go. That is the one thing. Yogi achal hota hai, sthir hota hai, Swami ji ne kaha. The main thing is the second chapter is the main essence of that is, जिसमें मैंने एक क्लास भी ली थी बच्चों को याद होगा 9 दिन की, स्थित प्रज्ञ. स्थित प्रज्ञ is the way the day you start leaving your wishes, leaving your, आप जैसी इच्छाएं छोड़ने, प्रजाहते यदा कामा सर्वान पार्थ मनोगता, you start getting liberated from various wants. Wants and greed are the main bondages. I want this, I want this, I want this post, I want to enter into politics, I want to run an organization, I want to become a chief minister, prime minister, I want to become a president, I want to become president of my organization. These are all the wants and greeds. If you get away from that, these things, they run back on you, on back of you, and they start making you a much more bigger person, much more giant personality, full of qualities, full of ideals, full of virtues. I think yoga, culture and spirituality, in this particular conference, we will be learning about all these three in detail. Today is the first day. I welcome all of you, and I welcome each and everyone from various countries. About more than 12 countries the participants have come, and these participants, they will be merging with our people, our boys and our girls. And our boys and girls, I would like to चाहूँगा, इन लोगों को भारतीय संस्कृति के बारे में बताइए, इन लोगों को योग के बारे में बताइए जो आप जीते हैं, जो आप करते हैं, इन लोगों को वो योग बताइए जो आप सीखते हैं अपनी क्लासेस में, इन लोगों को वो योग बताइए जो आपके जीवन का मूल आधार है. I will request my students to tell my guests how they are living in this particular university. This is not an ordinary university. This university has been founded by the blessings of Param Puja Gurudev. And the first donation to this university was done by H.H. Swamiji. You will not believe, Swamiji donated on the very first day, on the Bhumi Pujan. When there was a raw land here, and it was a barren land, and there was a Bhumi Pujan being done, immediately after the Bhumi Pujan, Swamiji said, from first donation, kindly accept from my side 50,000 rupees. He started with this donation. I appreciate Swamiji's blessings on us all the time. He is just like father to us. He is just like our patron. He is just like our person who keeps on guiding us. And despite his problems with his feet, leg, because of the age, and he has traveled a lot. 1962, he has been traveling constantly all over the globe, and he has been delivering the message. He is a much more important ambassador of culture than anyone else. He has liberated the message of Indian culture and spirituality to lakhs and lakhs of people. So because of that also, there was a little bit hitch in my mind to invite him, but it is his love and his affection to us that he has come. Thank you very much. All the best.
We have got the knowledge and direction from Shraddhe Dr. Pranav Pandya ji. And now it's time for unveiling of the souvenir of this third international festival on yoga, culture and spirituality. On the stage, on the dais, I would like to request all our dignitaries to kindly unveil the souvenir of this third international festival of yoga, culture and spirituality, and let us all join together our hands for this movement. तालियों का क्रम चलता रहे, क्योंकि इसके पश्चात एक पुस्तक जो कि लिखी गई है, विशेष रूप से वो मंत्रों का संकलन है, मंत्र सुमन. इसके पश्चात उसका भी विमोचन होगा. हम सभी तालियों के माध्यम से अपनी भावनाओं को, इन पलों को और महत्वपूर्ण बनाने के लिए जोड़ते रहें. And the unveiling of the souvenir is going on, and we all are हम सभी प्रसन्न हैं, उत्साहित हैं. Now I would like to request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly unveil one of the book, which is a collection of all the mantras, Mantra Suman, ब्रह्मवर्चस द्वारा संपादित यह किताब मंत्रों का विशेष संकलन जिसमें किया गया है। हम सभी जोरदार तालियों के माध्यम से इन पलों में अपनी सहभागिता को सुनिश्चित कर रहे हैं। And after that, I would like to request the volunteers to kindly bring on the mementos for the felicitation. We would like to felicitate all the dignitaries on the dais, and I would like to request our revered Chancellor Sir to kindly felicitate His Holiness Swami Satyamittananji with the memento of our university, Day-1 Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya, and with the Gyan Prashad, with the literature of Gurudev, His Holiness Bhai Hari Singh Khalsa Ji, Padma Shri Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan Ji. We have been privileged to find you all here. Now let's recite Shanti part all together. Om Dyo Shanti Antarikshagvam Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa Shanti Roshadhaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagvam Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Shama Shanti Redhi Om Shanti 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 Sarvarista Shushantir Bhavatu. We would like to thank all our guests as their presence made the event incredible. We would like to request all the dignitaries and the students of Dsvv to remain seated as our revered guests are departing. Once again, let's have a big round of applause for this movement. हम सभी ने इंतजार किया था इन पलों का. And there are a few announcements for our delegates especially. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. You are going to have a campus tour of this university. At 12:30 p.m. You are going to have your lunch, and after that there is a very special thing which is being made